Hello guys, welcome to IB360. Today we will start with lipids. We have finished with polysaccharides. Today is the first class on lipids. Today we will mainly focus on fatty acids. Lipids are nothing but esters of fatty acids and alcohols. Lipids are nothing but esters of fatty acids and alcohols. We know what is alcohol. These are organic compounds and they have a functional group OH. But we don't clearly know about fatty acids, do we? So today we will mainly focus on fatty acids, because if we know what fatty acids are, and then if we apply esterification to fatty acids and alcohol, we can easily decipher how molecular structures or molecular configurations and formulae of lipids are derived. So lipids are fatty acid esters of alcohols and related substances which are insoluble in water. They're insoluble in water, that is absolutely right, but they are soluble in couple of other substances which are non-polar organic solvents. So they are soluble in non-polar organic solvents like ether, benzene, chloroform, acetone, etc. Okay, and they can also form complexes known as emulsions. Okay, so they are forming colloidal complex. They get dispersed uniformly in the water in the form of minute droplets, and these form emulsions. And lipids are basically made up of carbon, hydrogen, sometimes oxygen, where oxygen is comparatively less. Content of oxygen is always, compared to hydrogen and carbon, is always less. And many lipids can contain additional components like phosphorus, nitrogen, sulfur. So these are must substances always present, and additional or extra substances would be phosphorus, nitrogen, sulfur, all this. These are always found. Fatty acids. So fatty acids are organic acids having hydrocarbon chains that end in carboxylic group. So they would have a large hydrocarbon chain, and they will have a terminal carboxylic group. Those are fatty acids. Remember, these are not that different from original carboxylic acids like ethanolic acid. But the difference is that they have a bulky hydrocarbon chain behind it, and that makes them fatty acids. Length would be 4 to 24 carbons, and the hydrocarbon chain can be a straight chain or a ring structure. And some fatty acid also possess hydroxyl groups. Okay, I'll show you some classic fatty acid examples, then you will get an idea. See, plants, they have the biosynthetic machinery to manufacture all types of fatty acids. Animals also have this machinery, but many animals, they lack the mechanism to synthesize certain kinds of fatty acids. So there are three such fatty acids which can't be synthesized by animals. Three fatty acids cannot be synthesized by animals. What are these? Before I go on to write the names of these three fatty acids, I should mention that these are essential fatty acids, or EFA. And these essential fatty acids, they must be present in the animal diet since they can't be synthesized within the animal body. And classic examples of edible oils where these essential fatty acids, EFAs, are found would be sunflower, groundnut, cottonseed oil. All these are oils, okay. EFA oils, and coconut. So in these kind of oils, essential fatty acids are found. So what are those three fatty acids which I am talking about? The first one is linoleic acid. Second would be linolenic acid, and third would be arachidonic acid. All these three fatty acids, they have obviously got specific formulae, and we will talk about them in details in the later part of this video itself. But first you have to remember that these are the essential fatty acids or EFAs which can't be manufactured inside the animal body. We don't have that kind of mechanism, but plants do have that kind of mechanism. In fact, plants can synthesize all type of fatty acids. So we obtain these essential fatty acids from diet, from oils like sunflower oil, groundnut oil, cottonseed oil, or coconut oil. Okay, so this is all about the basic information about fatty acids actually, that they are nothing but organic acids. They will have a long hydrocarbon chain, and after that a terminal COH, and this will be a long one, a bulky one rather. That is how they are differentiated from normal carboxylic acids. So this hydrocarbon chain, this can be straight chain or this can be a ring structure. And some fatty acids can also have additional hydroxyl groups. So you might wonder that obviously we have hydroxyl group like this. In this carboxyl group itself, we have a double bonded oxygen and a carboxyl group. No, not this one, because this is already a part of the carboxyl group. So this is not the additional hydroxyl group I am talking about here. Anyway, let us move on to fatty acid types. Okay, fatty acids, there are two main types of fatty acids, and the types are depending on this R group. Depending on the nature of this R group, the fatty acids can be divided broadly into two main types. One would be essential saturated fatty acids, and second would be unsaturated fatty acids. So we have already an idea what is saturated organic compound and what is unsaturated organic compound. We know that saturated organic compounds, they are in them, the carbon atoms, they have all of their valencies satisfied. So that means there would be no double bond or triple bonds found in the hydrocarbon chain, and that is what exactly is found here also. So this is the hydrocarbon chain up to this, the R group, and this is the COOH group. So as you can find that there is no double bond structure, and thereby it is already saturated with electrons. It will not accept anything else. But here on the other hand, if we look at the hydrocarbon chain over here, the R group over here, we find there are various spots with double bonds like here, like here, like here. And so they can still accept electrons and form and get saturated, ultimately saturated. So these kind of fatty acids would be unsaturated fatty acids. There are many examples of both saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. So they would not possess double bond, that is one thing. For saturated fatty acids, they have generally a general formula of CN H2N O2. Why O2? Because one oxygen double bonded with carbon, another with hydroxyl group of C. Here would be a OH group basically. This is a general formula for saturated fatty acids. For unsaturated fatty acids, the general formula is a little bit tricky. CN H2N minus 2X O2, where X is basically the number of double bonds or triple bonds, whatever. Actually, not triple bond, double bond only. So by definition, unsaturated fatty acids, they possess one or more double bonds, okay, in their carbon chains. Here I have already drawn the structure of oleic acid. For oleic acid is an unsaturated fatty acid. We can see there is one double bond here, and this is the terminal COOH group, and the rest, this part is the R group, the hydrocarbon chain in case of oleic acid. Now other examples would be linoleic acid and linolenic acid both. In fact, also arachidonic acid. So that means the three essential fatty acids which I talked about earlier here, these three, they all are unsaturated fatty acids also. Okay, so also unsaturated fatty acids. So this is today's huge takeaway, that the essential amino acids in human body are also unsaturated ones. That means they have double bonds, one or many double bonds in their structure. Okay, this is a classic example of unsaturated fatty acid, that is oleic acid, linoleic acid, linolenic acid, arachidonic acid. In case of linolenic acid, there would be two double bonds. Linoleic acid, linolenic acid with three double bonds, so they would be called trienes, and arachidonic acid, four double bonds, so they would be called tetraenes. Okay, that means the first point here which I'm going to write is that if one double bond, then they can be called monoenes, because we know that double bonds means alkenes. So from there only this is coming. Two double bond, you know, diene. Three double bond, triene. Four double bond, tetraene. And just now I have mentioned the examples of all these. Monoene, I have drawn the structure, oleic acid. Diene would be linoleic acid. Triene would be linolenic acid. And this would be arachidonic acid. I would recommend you to go through the structures of these three fatty acids, because I have only discussed the structure of oleic acid in my previous slide. So please go through the structures of these three. Very simple. Just you have to note that the number of double bonds successively increases in them, 2, 3 and 4 respectively. So why this picture? See, aquatic animals of colder waters, they possess unsaturated fatty acids. Oil from marine fish like mackerel, rich in omega-3 fatty acids. And these possess double bonds at second and third positions. And second and third carbon of the entire, basically after the COOH bond. And important for brain activities. Okay, so another last detail which I must mention, that the carboxylic group of fatty acid, it should be hydrophilic, polar or water soluble, and the rest of the hydrocarbon chain, that means this part. Okay, so this is the carboxyl group, and this is the hydrocarbon group, right? So I'm talking about this part. This part should be hydrophilic or polar, because clearly there is enough electronegativity difference between the component atoms like carbon, oxygen, hydroxyl group, whatever. So this part is water soluble, but the rest part, this R group, this is hydrophobic or water insoluble. So polar end sticks to water, so that fatty acids, they form a monomolecular layer over it. The polar end, this end, will stick to water and the rest will be out of it. So this water soluble end of fatty acid will also reduce surface tension and increase the wetting or cleaning power of water. Okay, so soap action is actually the action of fatty acids contained in it. Okay, that means this part, this carboxyl part, this will remain embedded within the water molecule and this will stick out of it. And this is how the soaps are acting. Okay, so that is all about today. We have covered the fatty acid part. Next day we will learn more about lipids. Till then, stay safe. Thank you guys.